Okay, guys. So let's get started without any further ado. Before that, a quick formal introduction on my end. My name is Mohammed Shoaib. I'm a cybersecurity trainer certified from EC Council. EC Council is the leading organization for cybersecurity certifications. Okay. And our demo today, or our workshop today, is on certified ethical hacking. So this is a foundational course from EC Council again for people who are completely new to the domain of cybersecurity. Okay, so if you have no clear experience or no knowledge in cybersecurity at all, this is the course to get started with. Okay, and the version of this course is version 11. This gets updated every single year. Okay, and this is the latest version running at the moment. Okay, and before we get started, this is a basic confusion between students, like what is hacking and what is ethical hacking. They confuse both the terms to be one and the same, but there's a minor difference that I would want to explain first. Okay. So from I before that, I would want to understand from your perspective, what do you think hacking is? Again, guys, let's keep the session a bit interactive and fun. That's okay. So yeah, anyone who has any answers in their terms, what hacking is? Again, no worries. Just tell me whatever you know. Okay, you don't need to give me any exact definitive answers or anything. Okay, whatever you have heard about it or what you know about it. Raju, Rakesh, Sujata, Tripti, Vivek, yeah, anyone who would like to answer? What do you think hacking is in your perspective?
Sir, hacking is gathering someone else's information through technology.
True, sorry, gathering someone else's information through
Technology.
acknowledging. Okay, that's a good answer, Tripti. That's actually very true, and that's actually a very great answer. Any other additions to that, guys? Anyone else?
Taking control of someone else's system or taking data for
Okay,
using it
taking
for a
control of.
ransomware
Okay,
or
performing a
money.
malware attack or taking remote control or stealing data. That's a great answer, Raju. Again, definitely correct. There's nothing wrong in that. Great answers, guys. Thank you so much for initiating. So yeah, again, building upon your words itself, adding a few things to your words itself. If I have to define hacking out, again, your definitions were absolutely right. There was nothing wrong in it. But let me just add a few more things to it. Okay. So hacking is nothing but the procedure of trying to gain access, okay, to information systems. Now, these information systems could be anything. They could be as small as a mobile phone to as big as a web application server as well. Okay. And this gaining access is done without the permission or without the consent of the person owning those systems. Okay. So when you perform hacking, you're trying to gain remote access to the target organization systems without their knowledge about it. Okay. And this is usually performed by the hackers for their own benefit. Okay. Once they get access to the devices, they can steal the data, they can destroy the data, or sell the data to other third-party vendors. Okay, and sometimes hackers are just so cruel, you could say, to just do it for fun as well. Okay. So again, completely right definitions, guys. Just a bit addition on that, that you're getting this without the permission or without the consent of them. Okay, and again, what you have mentioned, Raju, was using malware. That is one of the techniques. Okay, so you have multiple techniques to get that access. Malware is one of those methods. Okay. Now, depending on this definition, we can also understand what ethical hacking is. Okay, so when you talk about the second term, ethical hacking, this seems quite interesting because there are two contradictory words. Okay, where you have hacking and it seems to be ethical. So this seems a bit funny, but again, this is a possibility. Okay, so when we talk about ethical hacking, this is the procedure of trying to find vulnerabilities. Okay, a vulnerability is nothing but a flaw, a loophole, or a weakness in that system or in that information system, using which the hacker is getting the access. Okay, so your job in ethical hacking is to try to find these vulnerabilities in the information systems with the consent of the organization. So here, everything is transparent. You work hand in hand with the organization, abiding by all the laws and policies that they set. Okay, and once you find the vulnerability, you report it back. The reason why you report it back is so that the organization can understand that vulnerability and apply an appropriate patch for it. And once the patch is applied, that closes the doorway for the hacker to cause any harm. So thereby, ethical hackers are people who find vulnerabilities in organization systems with their permission to report it and increase the security of the organization or the infrastructure. So rather than causing harm, they're trying to increase the security by hacking itself. and that is known as ethical hacking. I hope these two definitions are clear, guys. What is hacking and what is ethical hacking, and how they are different from one another. Any questions or doubts, guys? Again, please feel free to interrupt me at any certain point. You have, again, there's no stopping of that. If you have a question, please raise a hand or please let me know about it. Okay, do not wait till the end. Okay, so any questions or doubts, guys, up to this part before I proceed further? Raju, Rakesh, Sujata, Tripti, Vivek.
No, sir.
Perfect, perfect. Now, depending on these two definitions, guys, what is hacking and what is ethical hacking, we can categorize the various types of hackers as well. So basically, there's someone known as a black hat hacker, then there's someone known as a gray hat hacker, and finally, there's someone known as a excuse me, white hat hacker. Okay, black hat hackers are also known as cyber criminals, perform hacking for their own benefit. Okay, so and again, they do it without the permission or without the consent of the person owning those systems. And once they get access, they can steal the data or destroy the data. Again, as I've mentioned, sell it as well. On the other end of the spectrum, we have the white hat hacker, also known as an ethical hacker, or also sometimes referred to as penetration tester. Okay, and these are the people who abide by the laws and policies of the organization, and with their permission, they try to find the vulnerabilities. Okay, and once a vulnerability is found, they report it back as well. They don't take advantage of it. They report it back for good purpose. And in between, there's another third category known as gray hat hackers. Now, these people are also referred to as bug bounty hunters. They have both the qualities of a black hat hacker as well as a white hat hacker. Hence the name gray hat hackers. Okay. Like a black hat hacker, they do not ask for permission before performing penetration testing. But once they find the vulnerability, rather than taking advantage of it, they give it back to the organization. So that is a quality of a white hat hacker again. Okay, so rather than taking advantage of the vulnerability or exploiting it, they report it back to the organization so that they can apply the patch for it. But again, there is a minor catch over here. They do not do this for free. Okay, they do it as a client-vendor relationship. Okay, they ask for a bounty in return for them to disclose that vulnerability. Okay, a bounty is nothing but anything that rewards them. Okay, it could be a money reward, a financial reward, or a reputational reward to mention their name in the Hall of Fame, anything which benefits them and their careers. Okay, now all these three types of hackers, whether it be black hat hacker, gray hat hacker, or a white hat hacker, they perform hacking or ethical hacking in a certain number of steps. Okay, and those steps collectively are called as hacking cycle or cyber kill chain. So these are the phrases that you use in an organization when you want to perform penetration testing or ethical hacking. Okay, so these are the steps that you have to follow. Okay, and those steps are collectively called as hacking cycle. Okay, now what are those steps and how many of them are there? Okay, to list them out, the first step is known as information gathering. Okay, I'll be listing them out first, guys, and then we'll briefly discuss about each of these one by one, so you have a better idea of what the whole course is about. Okay, so the first step is known as information gathering. It can also be referred to as a reconnaissance or footprinting. And second stage or second phase is known as scanning. It can also be called as enumeration. Third phase is gaining access. Fourth phase is maintaining access. And the last phase is known as reporting or clearing traces. Now, the reason why I've specifically mentioned "or" over here in capitals is because this is where it makes all the difference between a white hat hacker and a black hat hacker. Okay, so the first four steps, whether you take it for a white hat, gray hat, or a black hat, are exactly same. There's no difference in that. Okay, what varies is the last step. If you're a white hat hacker, you perform the first four phases and then report the vulnerabilities back to the organization. If you're a black hat hacker, definitely you're not going to be reporting it, but you're trying to remove the evidences so that you cannot be traced. Okay, so you're trying to remove all your footprints, you're trying to remove the evidences, the log files and stuff, and that is known as, in simple terms, clearing traces. Okay, now coming with the first step, so let's elaborate on these one by one so you have a better idea. Okay, so first step is known as information gathering. Again, as I've mentioned, some organizations might refer to it as reconnaissance or footprinting. Okay, it's one and the same word, guys. Do not get confused. Okay, so information gathering, as the name itself suggests, is the process of trying to gather as much data as possible about the target passively. What I mean by passively now is that you're going to get this information about your target from other third-party sources. So rather than contacting the organization directly, you try to get that information about the organization from some certain gold mines on the internet. Now, the main question is, so what kind of information are we talking about over here? And this is the information as follows. Okay, so we try to gather information such as IP address information or the range of IP addresses used by organizations, the who is records to understand who is hosting the website, when was it first hosted, when was it last updated, and what is the DNR information, domain name registrar information. Okay, all that comes under who is records. Then DNS records. So every organization has their DNS servers. So to fetch that information out of their DNS servers, okay, getting the domains, getting the subdomains, and their exact IP addresses, all that links to DNS information. Then employee details, such as their contact numbers, their email addresses, their home, if possible, home addresses, their usernames, and their publicly passwords, all that comes under employee details. Okay, and then finally, the OS information, understanding what operating systems are the organizations using. Okay, so all this information is what we try to gather in information gathering phase, and believe it or not, this information is readily available on the internet to be fetched. Okay, if I show you a few basic examples, let's say if I wanted to get the DNS records for any company, all I have to do is I have to go to the browser, and in the browser, I have to search for a website called DNS Dumpster. Again, a very popular website in the cybersecurity domain. Click on the first link. And over here, as you can see, there's an input field where it is asking you to enter the domain for which organization you want to find the DNS records. Okay, so I can just give the organization name. Any examples, guys, that you want to give me from your end, if you want to? If not, we can go with any general organization. Let's say Tesla. I have not used Tesla until now. So let's go with tesla.com. Oh, I guess I have. And as you can see over here, if I scroll down, first things first, it shows us the geolocations of each and every Tesla servers. It tells us that most of the servers are being hosted from the United States. Scroll down much further, and these are the DNS servers of Tesla. So there are around 7 servers, and these are the exact public IP addresses. Okay, and tells you where they're being hosted from. These IP addresses are very important for a hacker or an ethical hacker to proceed with the further stages of scanning and gaining access. So this information is being publicly leaked to here. Okay. Then if you scroll down, this gives the MX record. MX records are nothing but the mail server records. Okay, so it tells us that Tesla is using Outlook.com for the mail, and this is their exact IP address for their mail server. Scroll down much further, it gives us the host records. Host records are nothing but linking the domain names and the subdomains of Tesla with their exact public IP addresses. So the main server of tesla.com is being hosted on this IP address 104.89.119.127. Now, guys, this might seem a bit vague, but this information is very important for us in the coming phases, because on these IP addresses itself, we perform scanning to get the information of their ports and the services that they are using. Okay, and on them we try to find the vulnerabilities to attack on. Yeah, guys, was someone asking the question? Raju,
Yeah.
your mic's unmuted. Yeah.
Yes, I wanted to ask if these information are that much of easily available, then why not organization kept that a secret information? But they are
Great
publishing in the market.
Right, great. Again, a very common question and a good one, actually, Raju. The reason being, if this information is hidden, you might not be able to access those services. Okay, so for these services to be accessed, for someone to reach tesla.com, their DNS servers need to be publicly available. Okay, they need to be, but this information was not in a singular place. So this website called DNS Dumpster does the job of us, making it easier for us to fetch this information from different sources. So in a real-time scenario, this information is not that easily available for us, but DNS Dumpster does the job for it, gather this information from various sources and put it in one single place for a hacker or for an ethical hacker to go through. Okay, so DNS Dumpster is just fetching this information from the internet, but the organization needs to give out this information mandatorily because we need to access their services. So when I need to access Tesla's website, official website, I need to know the exact public IP as well. If not me, at least my browser, because unless and until it knows the public IP, it can't reach that server. Okay, so this information needs to be given out publicly outside. Okay, what should be done by Tesla rather than not giving information is seeing to it that in their organization, whatever information they are giving out, those endpoints are secure. Okay, giving out information is not wrong. Giving out information which is not secure is. Okay, so whatever endpoints are there, as you can see, DNS dumpster has done a job of again giving us a complete network topology of Tesla's organization. So a pen tester's job is to see to it that whatever information is being given out, all those endpoints are completely secure. Okay, because you can't hide this information. You need to give it out so that people can access them. Unless and until people know what the mail server IP is, Tesla won't receive any email addresses, emails. Okay, so it is very necessary for this to be given out. But what is also necessary is that all these endpoints are secure. Okay, is that clear?
Yes, sir. Okay.
Right. I hope this query is clear for everyone else as well, guys. Prasad, Rakesh, Sujata, Vivek. Again, that's a
Yes.
very common question. Like, why aren't the organizations hiding this information? They can't hide it. It is mandatory for them to give this out. Okay. But what is also mandatory is that you have to see that this is secure. Okay. All these servers are completely up to date without any vulnerabilities or weaknesses. Okay. Any other questions, guys, up to this part? Prasad, Rakesh, Sujata, Tripti, Vivek, Raju.
No, sir.
Right. Perfect. Now, coming back to our presentation. Now, like that, we have a lot of other websites, guys. For this, I've just given you a glimpse of it. Okay, tip of the iceberg. But there's tons and tons of websites that we'll be going through in our coming sessions as we progress with our classes. Okay, and all of them are so informative as such. So, now, after we go with information gathering, the next phase is scanning. Okay, now when we talk about scanning, this is categorized into 3 parts. Okay, but let me define it out first. When we talk about scanning, this is about trying to gather much more information about the target by making active connections. So the main difference between the first phase and second phase is that in first phase, information gathering, we are getting information from third-party sources, from other sources. So when I search for Tesla.com in this DNS dumpster, Tesla has no clue that someone is trying to get this information about them. Okay, because I'm trying to reach DNS dumpster, which is not in link with Tesla in any way. Okay, but in scanning phase, what I will be doing is I'll directly contact Tesla servers. Okay, I'll hit packets on Tesla servers and get responses with some extra information, which I could not get in the first phase. Okay, so in this phase, you give your identity away. Okay, in scanning. Now, when we talk about scanning, there are 3 categories, as I've mentioned. First, there's network scanning, then there's port scanning, and then there's vulnerability scanning. In network scanning, we try to figure out in the target organization what all active devices are there. Okay, so what servers are they using? What firewalls are they using? What IDS or IPS systems are they using? Okay, what routers, what switches, what all networking devices are they using? And on those devices, we perform port scanning to figure out on those devices what ports are open and what services are running. When I talk about ports over here, guys, these are logical ports. Okay, an organization uses multiple services, uses a HTTP or HTTPS service for web, SNMP, SMTP, or DNS service, DHCP service. There's multiple services. Okay, each has its each with their own protocols. Okay, so we need to figure out what services are being used and what versions of those services are being used. Okay, because on them again we finally perform vulnerability scanning. Okay, vulnerability scanning is where we use some predefined automated tools to check for vulnerabilities in the services. Okay, so in this phase we'll be using a very important tool called Nessus. So if I show you in the browser, you can just search for Tenable Nessus. Okay, this is the official website. This is a vulnerability scanning tool. Again, in organizations, in real-time scenarios, they're going to be using the same tool actually. So if you click on buy, you can notice it's quite an expensive tool. It's around $4,000 for 1 year subscription. Okay, and this tool is top-notch for you to figure out on any given system or any device it be, what are the vulnerabilities on it that come in the system or from other third-party applications. Okay, so this is capable of scanning your whole organization network and telling you which device contains what vulnerabilities. So the whole process is automated for us. And we'll be using the same tool in our classes as well. So this is Nessus to install on my system. I'll show you how to install this on yours as well in the classes. And once you run a scan, okay, I've not run any scans at the moment, but if I go to policies, you can see these are the different scan techniques. Okay, it can scan your network, it can scan your web application servers, it can perform a malware scan and let you know. Okay, do not confuse this with an antivirus, guys. Antivirus only scans for malwares. Okay, this is able to scan for weaknesses in the system. Sometimes application comes with bugs. Okay, so this application Nessus is capable of finding those bugs and giving you an understanding of what bug can cause what vulnerability. Okay, so this is a very important tool for us, which we'll be learning how to use practically in a real-time scenario in our course. After this comes the gaining access phase. Now, this is a huge concept. It covers a vast variety of topics or techniques to gain access to target systems. And these are as follows. Okay, so to quickly cover it up, the first topic we'll discuss is system hacking. So in system hacking, we'll learn how to crack or bypass a Windows operating system password. So if you have a Windows 7 or Windows 8 or Windows 10 or Windows 11 system, how do you crack that password? Okay, if you're unable to crack it, how do you bypass it and get access to the internal data of the system? Okay, so if your system is locked, how do you bypass that locked password and get access to the internal files? Then comes malware attacks. Okay, just like I guess Raju or someone mentioned in the initial demo. Okay, malware is where you have malicious softwares. Okay, there's tons and tons of categories of malicious softwares. There's viruses, worms, trojans, spyware, rootkit, adware, whatnot. So we'll practically learn how to create each of these malwares and how to defend our systems from these malwares. Also, how do you detect your system if it is under a malware attack? Okay, then there's a bonus topic called malwares advanced. This is not included, guys, in the CH curriculum from EC Council, but we have added this so students have a better understanding of how malwares are developed. So in this, we'll be sharing the resources of how to create your own malware, such as a keylogger or a backdoor using Python program. Again, you don't need to learn Python separately from that, okay, from somewhere else. All the resources are included in it. Okay, so we learn how to create a keylogger or a backdoor. Okay, a keylogger is a malware which is capable of logging all the keystrokes that the target types. So whatever usernames or passwords or whatever random content I type on my keyboard, an attacker can clearly see those in clear text. Okay, so that is what a keylogger can do. And we learn how to build that keylogger. Then comes network penetration testing, where we learn all the common network vulnerabilities. So again, as I've mentioned, in a network, there are multiple services. There's DNS service, DHCP service, Telnet service, SSH service, SMTP service, mail, whatever it be. So we learn how to find vulnerabilities on each of these services, and also how to perform network attacks. So that's sniffing attack, man-in-the-middle attack, denial of service attack, or hacking Wi-Fi routers and cracking Wi-Fi router passwords. Okay, again, guys, might seem a bit very technical, but these are the attacks that happen in real-time scenarios, using which hackers can get data or they get data leaks. Okay. So they can understand what your usernames are, what your passwords are, they can capture your data in a network. So all that comes under network penetration testing. Then there is social engineering. So social engineering is a very common attack that happens in a real-time scenario. So you might have heard about phishing pages, smishing attacks, and so on. Okay, where hackers can create fake login pages and send you that page to get your credentials. Okay. So we learn how hackers are creating these fake login pages. How can we distinguish between an original page and a fake page, and how do we prevent these attacks? Then comes web application pen testing. So again, every organization has its own website, and that website might contain vulnerabilities. And using those vulnerabilities, hackers can get access to the usernames and passwords, or complete backend database access, or they can also deface websites, which means shut down websites completely. Okay, so there are a few vulnerabilities for that, weaknesses for that we need to check for. Okay, so there's vulnerabilities such as SQL injection, cross-site scripting, broken authentication, file upload vulnerability, whatnot. So these are the technical names of them, but these vulnerabilities are useful for a hacker to attack this target web server and get access to the backend data. Then finally comes hacking mobile phones, where we learn how to hack or crack an Android security phone. Okay, we learn how we can remotely control an Android phone by a basic Trojan attack. Okay. Then after gaining access is done, guys, then we go maintaining access. Oh, sorry, that slide got corrupted or something. But again, don't worry, guys. Maintaining access, and the next part is very small. But maintaining access is where we learn how hackers maintain persistent connections. What I mean by persistent connections is that if the user restarts the system or shuts it down and starts after a very long time, okay, then how do we still maintain connection with traffic? How do we still access this data? That comes in maintaining access. After that is done, finally, we have reporting or clearing traces, where we learn how to generate a report and submit to the organization, or how we can remove the evidences. So the whole course is designed in such a way where you're learning both the perspectives. You're learning as a black hat hacker perspective as well as a white hat hacker perspective. Again, as someone earlier asked me, are there any prerequisites? So for that, let me show you this document, guys. This is the whole course content document. You might have received it from DurgaSoft. If not, no worries. I'll share this myself as well. Okay. So this is the course content. So before we dive into the advanced concepts, there's a few prerequisites that we will cover ourselves. Okay. So again, it's very important that we have basic networking concepts knowledge. We need to know what IP addresses are, what are IPv4 addresses, what are IPv6 addresses, what is a DNS protocol, what is a DHCP protocol. So all that gets covered in the networking basics. After that, we learn basic Linux and Windows commands. Okay, because in our course, we'll be running a very important operating system called the Kali Linux operating system. This is the official website from where you can download it for free. Okay, so Kali is the most advanced penetration testing distribution. Okay, this is a Linux-based OS that is required for us to perform any hacking or ethical hacking attack, because this comes pre-installed with all the tools. So this is my Kali OS, as you can see on the screen, and this comes pre-installed with the tools, as you can see, for information gathering, for web application attacks, for password attacks, for Wi-Fi attacks. These tools are not available for you in Windows operating systems. So therefore, we need to use this Kali OS. And this is Linux-based. So that is why we need to learn Linux commands as well. Okay. Again, that is included in the course itself. You don't need to learn for it, go for it from somewhere else. Okay. After that is done, then we go with the next part, which is virtualization. So in order to install this Linux operating system, we need a virtualization. The reason being, as you can see, I'm running over here a Windows 11 operating system. On top of my Windows 11, I'm running an application called VMware. So I'll be sharing this application with you. And inside this VMware, we run the Kali OS. So this VMware is a virtualization software which allows you to run multiple operating systems in one single machine. So as you can see, I have a Windows 7 OS as well over here. So I can run multiple OSs, operating systems, on one single device. I can run my Kali, I can run my Windows 7, and finally I have Windows 11 as well. Okay, so all these are the prerequisite concepts that we need to understand and which we will learn in the course itself. And after these are done, then we go with the advanced concepts. Okay, so there's a few extra bonus concepts as well, such as cryptography, reverse engineering, IoT, Internet of Things, cloud security, these which I've not mentioned in the presentation. Okay, but these are a few certain topics that we'll be discussing. The whole course is a comprehensive package. You're going to be learning on all the endpoints in a practical scenario, and the whole course is for a duration of 45 days. Okay, again, we'll have classes from Monday to Friday for 1 hour duration. Okay, so yeah, that's that, guys. Any questions or doubts on your end? Anything that I've forgotten to mention? Yeah, that's about it. If you have any questions, you can let me know. If not, we'll perform a very small practical. Okay, yeah. Raju, you were saying something.
Yeah, what would be the course fees?
Course fees, Raju, is again, you would have to confirm that with the organization, with the DurgaSoft. But as far as I know, it is 8,000 rupees. Okay, again, that is the lowest at which you can find this course, Raju. I assure you that, because I teach for a few certain institutes in Bangalore as well. Okay. And I am the same instructor for that institute. Won't be naming which one. Okay, but quite a popular institute in Bangalore. So they are charging the same course for 22,000 or something. Okay, and I'm the same instructor, so there's no change in price. I mean, no change in the content. Okay, but the same course you're getting it for 8,000 in DurgaSoft. Okay, so yeah, that's the course price. Any other questions?
So duration for this course is like?
For CEH, it's around 30 to 45 days. Should be done in 40 days. Vivek, right? Who was asking the question? Rakesh?
Vivek. It's maybe Vivek.
Yeah, Vivek. Yeah. Duration of the course is 30 to 45 days. Okay. A grace period of 5 to 10 days here and there, just in case students are absent or if I am sick or so. Okay. But on a rough average, it should be done in 35 days.
So if someone has rotational shift and is not able to attend regularly, so is there any solution for that?
Good question. Yeah, that I forgot to mention. Thanks for reminding. Again, all these classes are recorded, Vivek. So every single class we take will be recorded and we'll be uploading it to Google Drive, that which you can access anytime you want during the course of the, duration of the course, or even after that. Okay, lifetime access. So you can access the course videos whenever you want. If you want, we can take a backup session as well. Just in case if you have missed out a class or a couple of classes and you need a backup session for that. I usually take backups for students on weekends. So on Saturday and Sunday, we usually take backup sessions. So you can attend the live session there. If not, as I've mentioned, if you're not able to attend the class, you have recordings of each and every class for which you'll be shared the Google Drive link for. I hope
So
that
do we have to
So-
learn any particular language or something before joining in the course?
No, not necessary. So we do not have any prerequisites for coding language or development languages. Not at all necessary in cybersecurity. Okay. Again, there's a bonus topic called malware advanced, in which we might learn basics Python, but that is not compulsory. Okay, it's just a bonus topic. So for joining the course, you don't need to have any knowledge on programming languages.
And what about network basics? Do we मतलब हमको knowledge होना चाहिए क्या उसका?
होना जरूरी है, बट जैसे मैंने बताया था, अगर आपको नहीं है तो हम उसके बारे में क्लास में वैसे भी फिर से सीखेंगे. So again, if you have, well and good. If not, also not an issue at all. We learn about it in the class itself from the very basics. So the course is designed in such a way, guys, that even people from different domains, like from electrical or mechanical backgrounds as well, can get started with the course. It's from scratch. Okay. So usually जो दूसरे डोमेन से होते हैं उनको इनके बारे में कुछ आइडिया नहीं होता, तो इसलिए हमने ऐसा कोर्स इस तरह डिजाइन किया such that even if a student comes from his 10th standard, he can still learn the course freely without any issues.
All right, thank you, sir.
Right. Vivek, you were asking something?
Yeah, it was the same with regards to that Python. Do we require any knowledge of scripting language?
Yeah, not necessary. Again, it's not a mandatory.
And so,
thing.
like by time, like, do we stay connected with you? Like, since I assume like this course
you
is
will
like
be getting, yes,
updates
again,
on the old things. So
yeah, definitely. Again, my number is mentioned over here. You can take it down. This is my personal number. You can contact me anytime during the duration of the course or even after that. Okay. So this has been my number since a very long time. And if there's any update, you can get my number from the institute as well. Okay. So you will have contact with me whenever you want to. Okay.
so you just teach cybersecurity, or you also look
Only
into-
my whole domain has been in cybersecurity itself. Right? So
Okay.
I teach courses like ethical hacking, web application pen testing, Splunk analysis. All the courses are related to cybersecurity. Hello. Any other questions, guys? Again,
no, sir.
cybersecurity is the domain, Vivek. Okay. Under cybersecurity, I think we have a lot of other courses. Okay. CEH is the first foundational course. Okay. This is the course for people who are getting started with it. After this, there's a few advanced courses as well. Okay. So that let's keep that as a topic for someone another day. Okay. So yeah, any other questions, guys? Raju, Rakesh, Sujata, Vivek, Vijay, have you just recently joined? Or you have been there from the very beginning? Imran, I guess you have joined late. Hi, Imran.
So when this course is going to start, is it next week or start on Monday?
We'll be taking a couple more demos, guys. So I'll be taking the same demo again from on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, 3 days. So we might start the course from Thursday onwards. Yeah. Since not everyone might have been available for taking up the demo today. So we'll take up a demo again tomorrow, day after, and the day after that. Okay. And then we'll be starting the course from Thursday onwards.
Sir, what is the procedure to get admission?
Again, you can just contact the institute, guys. Again, call up the institute, call up DURGASOFT, and you can make them the payment, and they can get started. If just in case they are not picking up the call today, since today is Sunday, try giving them a call tomorrow. If not, then just give me a call. I will forward your information to the institute. You can note down my number, guys, 768-006-9768. You can contact me or even WhatsApp me on that number. Okay. Oh, over here, this is my mail ID as well. So you can contact me on the email as well. Okay. But I rarely check email unless it's again, I lack in checking emails, guys. So please contact me on WhatsApp itself. Okay. Any other questions, guys? Any other doubts?
So good morning, sir. Hello.
Hi, Vijay. I can hear you.
Yeah. So what about Python language? Everyone's saying good for the cybersecurity to learn Python.
Again, as of good question again, Vijay. As I've mentioned, it is not mandated. If you have, it's always a benefit. Okay. By programming language in cybersecurity is necessary when you're planning on going with source code testing. Okay, so if you're going with front-end testing, you don't need any language knowledge at all. Okay, so in some network security or what do you say, in monitoring, you don't have any necessity for language at all. But if you're in a field like malware development or malware analysis or code review, in these fields, you need to have programming level knowledge. Okay, so in our domain, which we are going with the course that we are going, you don't require any coding language at all. Okay, so again, not necessary at all. But if you have, it's better. Okay.
And this whole course can be done remotely, right? Can be learned remotely.
Yeah, it can.
After
Again,
after completing this course, we will be eligible for getting certification for CEH.
again, as I've mentioned, after the course is done, you can write an examination from EC Council,
Okay.
which is the CEH exam, and I will be there to assist you in that as well. I'll be giving you the questions. I'll be preparing you for the exam. So yeah, you will be eligible to write the exam. Again, off the record, we provide proxy support as well. So there's 100% pass guarantee. So I handle the certifications as well, Vivek. So if you're planning on writing a certification, do just contact me after the course is done.
I'm done for the questions. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Vijay, again, as I've mentioned, not a necessity, not mandatory to have programming level language knowledge. But again, if you have, it's an added benefit. Okay. To get started with the course, you don't need to have any knowledge on programming at all. Okay. And by the end of the course as well, you will observe we rarely use any programming level language. Okay. There might be one or two occasions. And in those occasions also, I'll explain what that code means. Okay. Or how to understand that code. Okay. Other than that, nowhere else do you require programming level language necessity. Okay. So yeah, that's that, guys. Again, a small practical before you depart. So let's see how hackers can get your information from a very basic YouTube link also. So sometimes you might click on links accidentally or on statuses and stuff. Okay. So what can a hacker get? What kind of information can a hacker get from your device from a very basic YouTube link as well? So let's try to understand that. I've opened up the YouTube page over here, guys. As you can see, I can randomly open any link over here. Let's say we go with this one. Right. So here there's a video called Jaishankar takes a government question, blah, blah, blah. And now we will try to understand how we can convert this link into a tracking, how we can convert this into one which can get the device information of a target system. So for this, we'll be going with a very popular website called Grabify. Quite very well known among the cybersecurity domain. This is capable of logging your IP and device information. All you need to do for this is that you need to enter a valid URL. So my YouTube page is a valid URL itself. So I'll copy this whole link and I'm going to paste it out here. I'll click on create URL and we'll wait for it to generate as a new domain. As you can see over here, this is the original one. And this is the link I have to share with the target now. And I can click on smart log to get some extra device information as well. Now, if this seems a bit suspicious, you can change the domain also. Okay, there's a lot of options. Okay, so depending on your target audience, you can select any link of your choice. So let's say if my target is interested in gaming, I could select a gaming link over here. Okay, and the original link which I use, that could also be linked to a gaming website to make it look a bit believable. So I'll click on path. It's like an invite link. Extension, no extension. I'll just keep it as a link and I'll click on close. So this is my new link, https://gaming@mybest.com, blah, blah, blah. Okay. I can copy this now and I can share it to the target via email or via WhatsApp or as a status on an Instagram story or a Facebook story or a WhatsApp status, whatever. And when people click on it, they get redirected to the original page. But internally, I get their device information as well. So let me share it over here in the chat box, guys. Again, I'm not going to be hacking the system or anything at all. I'm not going to be performing any harm, but I'll just try to show you what kind of information can you get. So would anyone let me know if they've clicked on it and if you're getting the same YouTube page? Can you please confirm, guys? As an example, I would like to do that myself as well. As you can see, I've copied the same link and I'll hit enter. And you will notice whatever page I have over here, the Jaishankar, I will be getting the same page over here. As you can see, no difference at all. Okay, yeah. Was someone saying something, guys? Did someone say something? Okay. Let me now check the results. So if I scroll down at the moment, I have the results over at the moment not updated. Let me refresh the page. And now you might notice there are two results over here. Okay, one of them is me itself. I am from Visakhapatnam. So I've clicked on it and you will notice this is my exact IP. So if I just go to the browser and search for what is my IP, this shows me my exact IP that I'm getting from my internet service provider. Right now I'm using Hibernate, Beam Telecom, and you can see this is the same IP that is being read over here. Okay, shows my exact location, shows my time zone, shows the screen size. So I'm using a laptop with an AMD processor. This is my exact graphic card information, my browser information, my operating system information, and my ISP. Right. There's another person. I'm not sure who it is. Let me keep that confidential itself. Okay. This is their exact public IP from Hyderabad. Scroll down much further. This is their screen size. They are also using an AMD processor. They used Chrome to click on it, and they're using a Windows 10. And they're using a Reliance Jio SIM card. Okay. Now this information is more than sufficient for a hacker to get started. Okay. So he knows for these people, now he needs to create a Windows malware. So next time when he uploads a link, he will click that, he will put that link with a backend Windows malware. So when he clicks on it, the Windows malware gets downloaded and it gets installed. Okay. And when that happens, the target might have system access. Okay. So the hacker gets the remote complete system access and he can monitor the complete user, not just his browser, but the whole operating system. Okay. So this basic link shows you how you can capture target information, get their device operating system info and whatnot. Okay. So only one person of you has clicked. A smart choice. But anyways, just wanted to show you what this is capable of. This is the smallest of smallest practicals I could show guys in our time period. But again, there's much more advanced ones that we'll come across in the classes. Okay. So any questions guys regarding this? Raju, Rakesh?
This is Raju and I'm trying to access this link, but it's showing me this site cannot be reached. So it's a Windows dependent working on it. Or...
Oh, maybe the domain which I'm using is not being used. So I might have to change this domain. So maybe this is getting detected. So I'll have to change the domain and try again, Raj, probably. Okay. So some domains might be blocked by your Windows firewall or the browser's firewall or advertisement, ad block. So in some cases, it might work. Okay. So some domains, rare of the rare domains might get blocked, but this website keeps updating the domains, latest ones. As you can see, each of it has an expiry date. After that date, you get a new domain again. So maybe this has been used up already. So that's why it's getting blocked on your browser. So all I have to do is change the domain and send it to you again.
Oh,
okay. Sure. You can try this out with your friends as well if you want to, just as an experiment. Okay. So yeah, that's that, guys. Nothing for any questions regarding this or the mechanism of this.
So this is what all the companies do, means like they access our IP address,
Definitely.
They try to accept cookies before we log in. So they get all this information from the users.
Definitely. Every organization tracks the information. So again, when you're, what is happening over here in Grabify also is that when you're clicking on that link, your device first sends the request to Grabify. From Grabify, it gets redirected to the YouTube page. So from your device, this information readily gets, okay, your device itself sends this information. Okay. And organizations in real-time scenario will hold this information. They will capture it and log it. Okay, some organizations don't, and some organizations do. So that's the only difference. But in a real-time scenario, your device will always send this information by default. Who logs it, who doesn't, that's their choice. Okay. Any other questions, guys?
In this course, is mobile security is covered?
Not in depth, Vivek. So mobile security itself is a completely different domain, but we will be discussing how to perform Android or Trojan attacks on an Android phone. Okay, so that is the part of mobile security we will cover. And how do you check if your Android phone is under a malware attack? Mobile pen testing is a completely different course again. We need to understand the application security. So that's completely different. We won't be going with mobile application security. We'll be going with the all around mobile security. If the mobile phone, Android phone is under a malware threat, or how you can perform a malware threat on an Android phone.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay. Sure. So yeah, that's it, guys. Nothing further. I hope it was fun. I hope I didn't bore you out. And yeah, it was great. It was fun interacting with you guys. So yeah, see you soon. Again, as I've mentioned, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday we'll be having demos again. So if you're planning on joining, contact the institute and join the courses from Thursday. Okay. Again, if the institute does not pick up the call, guys, today being Sunday, give it a shot tomorrow. If not, again, as I've mentioned, I've shared my number already, so you can contact me on that number. And I will forward your information to the institute. Okay.
I can share your contact info with my friends as well, right? So get in touch because
Definitely.
he was
Sure.
interested in CH.
Not an issue at all, guys. You can share with anyone of your choice. Okay. So yeah, that's that, guys. Nothing further for our session today. Any other queries? One last time before I exit the session.
So the upcoming demos will be on the same topic or like some other?
No. It will be an exact same demo, just for people who could not attend today. So just in case if someone could not attend today, we are just giving them a few more chances to attend the same demo. There's not going to be any difference, guys.
So session will be for 1 hour on a daily basis, correct?
Yes, from Monday to Friday, we'll have a class for 1 hour.
Okay.
Right, guys. So again, yeah, a very comprehensive course, completely practical based, no theoretical nonsense. So yeah, to the point, nothing else, guys. I hope you enjoyed the demo. If there's any feedback, please do let me know. And yeah, I'll see you on Thursday again for the first class. We'll be discussing networking concepts, the first prerequisite concept on Thursday onwards, guys. Okay. So yeah, bye-bye, guys. Anything else? Yeah, I hope everyone has the number 768-0069-768. I hope everyone has taken it down.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, guys. Sure. Have a good day, guys. Have a good weekend. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.